I have no time for myself. This is a very common problem that usually comes up with people who are taking care of kids, who are taking care of elderly people. And your brain can get stuck on this loop of I have no time for myself. And the best way to get your brain unstuck is to ask it a great question. And the question that I ask is, where did your time go? And what we do is we look at the past 24 hours and we break down where your time was spent in the last 30 minutes. And so whenever I do this exercise, usually two things get missed. Two things get missed, and the first thing is that no one ever mentions that they took out time for themselves. They didn't say, hey, I took some free time. And what I have people do is to actually schedule in that first. So I've talked about planning in the previous time management series. What I always tell people is plan in your me time first. And me time is basically you get to do whatever it is you want. And a lot of times people say, well, I need to give and I need to do these things, so it feels really something uncomfortable for them. And what I want you to realize is that people that give the most, that are the most generous, know how to give to themselves. I always say the best gift givers, and I don't mean like tangible gifts or things like that, but the best gift givers are the ones that know how to give to themselves. And I have an example of this. I can clearly see this with my kid. When she's well rested and she's had downtime at home to play on her own, not at a play date or a birthday party or anything like that, she's so giving at home. She'll help me pick up, she'll get ready herself and things like that. But the days that she's tired and not well rested, the opposite is true. So whenever you schedule in your me time, your capacity to give will be 100% full. So the second thing that gets missed whenever I do the exercise of looking at where you've spent your time in the last 24 hours is actually distractions. And by distractions, I mean social media, the texts that your friends send, notifications, and things like that. And so I recommend that everybody plan their time, take their to-do list and put it into their calendar. But the problem that ends up happening after the planning stage is that there's no follow-through. There's no honoring the plan that you've written, because we're then honoring the distractions that come up in our life. And so the first thing I have people do is to define, when is it okay to let go of that plan? So what is it that when there's a crisis that you would let go of that plan? And it's going to be different for everyone, whatever is appropriate for your environment. And for some people, it could be like, when there's blood, I'll let go of my plan. If there's no blood, I stick to my plan. And the other thing that I have people do to help kind of build commitment to their schedule is to think of one result per day that they're trying to achieve, and to then schedule it in at a specific time. So let's say tomorrow you want to finish a presentation. I would have you schedule that in, and let's say you schedule it in at 10 o'clock. And if it doesn't get done at 10 o'clock, that you reschedule it for later that day to ensure that you get your one result per day. And this will help build commitment, and it'll also help you see that usually at 10 o'clock, you won't feel like doing that presentation. And that is totally normal. You will not feel like doing that presentation that you scheduled. It'll be much more fun to answer that notification, check social media, and things like that. And so what this does is help build the honoring your plan. And so this month, I'm offering a free 20-minute coaching session. And you can schedule online via the link in the comment or description section. I'll see you soon.